All right, I guess we're live now. Kind of an experiment, folks. I don't know. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on now. Kind of an experiment now, as you can tell. I'm just first time doing this. So I don't know, I might post it. Never know, ladies and dudes, it's your very favorite, or one of your very favorite. I hate to say your very favorite, because there's a lot of people with Parkinson's out there that have YouTube channels, and I'm assuming that you've got some favorites of your own. So, like I said, this is a little experiment here. I see nobody's into. I only gave like an hour head start. I mean, if people show up, that's awesome. But I got some things to talk about here. Maybe we can now post a video. I'm sure I'll post it. Oh, there's somebody. Let's see who we got. Let's see. How do I figure out the chat window? Okay, so I still can't figure out the chat window. Let's see. There should be live chat down there. Got two people. All right, what's up? If you guys can hear me, type something in because I'm not sure if I got my chat window open. Okay, so this is me. This is my little music room up there. So you can probably see my Rickenbacker guitar, Rickenbacker, depending on how you want to say it. Got my photos behind me. Oh, it's okay. I know you. Hey, what's up? What's your name? From Oregon. Yeah, I like your videos. You're doing some good work out there. Yeah, she's got some very motivational exercise things that she does, and I enjoy watching. Kind of get maybe when I'm feeling kind of dying. Diane. I'm sorry. But so yeah, this is. Oh, there we go. Yeah, thanks. Nice to see you. I've been waiting for a while to do this because I've been kind of intimidating. I mean, I guess it's kind of weird for you to think of me being intimidated of anything, but this live stream, there's no safety net. So if I screw up, it's all going to be for everybody to see. I hope I think you guys have been liking my interviews I've been doing with. Okay, Diane. There we go. Nice. I think you guys have been liking my interviews I've been doing lately with my Not Just Parkinson segment. I really feel like sometimes we get so focused on PD that we can kind of forget that we have other lives and other things we like to pursue and other things we like to do. I know I certainly do. I've got some books here. Things get too slow. I can always. Well, here, let me just show you this. Let me just show you one of my favorite books of all time. The Road by Cormac McCarthy. Thank you. The Road by Cormac McCarthy. He's a very good author. This won the Pulitzer Prize. It was a movie with Viggo Mortensen. It's a really kind of bleak book, and I imagine a lot of people don't really dig it. But as a father, it's a story of a father and a son walking through like a completely desolate, like freezing, dying world. And I guess I can kind of relate to a certain extent with PD, and I've got a young son. It's like, I don't know if it's for everybody, but it's one of my, sorry, a little dyskinetic here. It's one of my very favorite books. So, yeah, and I'm glad you've been liking the interviews. Actually, I'm sure you guys have know who Jennifer Sullivan is, the Wiggles Project. I'm thinking we can get her on next week. It's kind of, I've been dealing with a lot of trying to schedule, as you can imagine, with Parkies. It's always kind of like, what the hell's going on? I mean, yeah, like I had a guy last week that had a real bad week. He couldn't do it. So we'll get it done. I like talking to people about PD. I like talking about other things other than PD. You probably see my St. Louis Cardinals hat here. I'm a huge baseball fan. Growing up, my dad used to take me to games. And although I don't go to games anymore, I still love watching. The Cardinals are my favorite team. Funny thing is, I'm terrible at baseball. I'm actually terrible at baseball, but I love watching it. Watch some hockey, the St. Louis Blues. a shout out to my hockey buddy there, GoPro goalie Uzi up in Canada. Eh? Yeah. So let me see some of the other books. This is a book that I actually really like. Steve and Me, Crocodile Hunter. I really like Steve Irwin. He was something else, and he's inspired me to kind of dream big. I mean, with this channel, I never thought I'd be talking to people live on the internet. I did podcasting for years. I just kind of like, I hate to say locker room talk, but that's what it was. And my wife used to say, "Why do you waste your talents on this potty humor, this adolescent wiener and fart jokes?" And I'm like, good question. And it just seems like it was all leading up to this. I mean, now, if you've seen my journey before, if you've heard me talk about it, I grew up playing guitar. I played in bands. And 2006, I was in a really good band. It was called The Stash. It was a cover band. We played local bars, played 3 or 4 hours a night, and everybody would get drunk and dance. And I noticed 2 things. I noticed my hand getting stiff, my left chord hand. I couldn't make certain chords that I used to be able to make. And then I noticed my right strumming hand getting slow too. Now, I worked a very physical job. I worked for a local grocery company, Schnucks. If any of you guys are been to St. Louis or the Midwest, you've probably heard of Schnucks. I worked there for almost 20 years. Now, it was a very brutal job. It was in the cold, and so I just assumed that my body was just breaking down. I mean, I was 30, 32, somewhere around in there. And a lot of guys I worked with had carpal tunnel and bad backs and frozen shoulders and stuff like that. And I just assumed that's what it was. And then also I started having trouble with my voice. When I'm on, I've got a canon. My wife sometimes will say, "Can you stop talking so loud?" But it's almost like I'm trying to make up for all the times when I'm off and I'm soft. I don't know if you guys saw the video where my medicine wore off. That was pretty convenient that it happened on camera, although it was not fun to experience. But my voice got real soft, and that's one of the things I noticed singing in the band. I was the lead singer and I played the guitar. I could not belt it out like I used to, and I ended up having strain. They put me on some steroids because my neck was, my throat muscles were swollen. It's just like a bunch of little things. I just felt like I'm falling apart. So, I mean, I'm sure I've heard a lot from you guys too about similar things where you guys have had weird, mysterious symptoms. And that's the crazy thing is Parkinson's is such a devil. It sneaks up on you and just ninja chops you right in the cojones. And I mean, I was 30, 32 years old. This should not have been happening to a 32-year-old man. And my coworkers would say, "What the hell's wrong with you, lazy bum? Get off your ass, do something." I was like, why? They would also say, "Why are you moving so slow?" Which is the Brady kinesia, the slow movement. And that was really frustrating me. They started calling me slow-mo. And it was a lot. And actually, it was a relief to get the diagnosis, to be completely honest with you. If you guys got any questions, I know there's a few more people in the room here. I'm losing them. Let me see what's another one of my favorite books here. Elvis and Me. I've gotten into Elvis as I've gotten older. It's weird because as a younger man, I thought Elvis is like just old-timey music, nothing relevant for me, but I've really started to dig Elvis. And this book was written by Priscilla Presley, and I got to tell you, after reading this, I got a new kind of insight into Elvis, and it's a little bit confusing now. I know he had some issues, but after you read this book, it's kind of like, wow, I didn't realize how jacked up this guy was. Yeah, as you guys probably know, I have a huge record collection, and that's one of the first records I got was Elvis Presley. The greatest hits. And I guess it's kind of like funny how does a parky put on a record very carefully. A lot of times I have my wife do it for me because it's just, I don't want to scratch record. I mean, some of these things are pretty valuable. Let's see what else we got. What's another book? Oh, here we go. Here's a guy, Frank Sinatra. That's even older than Elvis. Way older than Elvis, but I don't know. I'm kind of drawn to some of the older music. I mean, growing up, my dad he had a record player. Now, we didn't have great records, but I enjoyed the records we had. And I just as I got older, I mean, of course, I've got a huge CD collection back here, and of course the cassette tape era. But I got to tell you, the records, nothing sounds like a record. I know I'm a broken record when I say that, but there's truly nothing like dropping a needle on a record. I absolutely love it. We'll get some more people coming in there. Say what's up, guys, so I can know who's here. I know we got Diane from Oregon. I could talk forever. My wife said, you'll be good at streaming because you can't stop talking. I'm like, well, that's good, I guess. One of my early heroes growing up was the play-by-play announcers for the Cardinals. I loved radio growing up, so I guess it's just kind of natural that I ended up. How is the weather there? It's actually about 55 degrees outside. It's sunny. I was not able to go for my walk this morning, but I did grill some hamburgers. I got a nice gas grill out back that my good friend Catherine bought for me. Supposed to be 73 tomorrow, so we'll wait and see. St. Louis, I mean, if you've ever visited the Midwest, I know it probably rains a lot in Oregon, but in the Midwest, it can be sunny, freezing, tornado. You just never know what you're going to get when you wake up. So it's not too bad. Not too bad right now. Like I said before earlier, this is my music room. I don't play a whole lot because I'm not coordinated enough, but if I flip the camera around, there's like a mic stand and like an 8-track recorder. And I've actually recorded an album with my good friend Sam Wade, which should be, I think we're going to drop a video within the next month or so. It's my friend Sam. He's a musical genius, and we grew up together. And I'm just fortunate enough to be able to work with him, and when I can play, and he'll be like, "Dude, just send me what you got, and we'll work it out." So he's my auto tuner. He's my time pitch corrector, and I'm willing to cheat and do anything to play music. I love it. I studied sitar for 2 years, which is an Indian classical instrument. I had no idea what I was getting into when I started learning that. But I mean, I can still play to some extent, but that's the one thing that really, really chafes me where the sun don't shine, is that I can't play music anymore. Not like I used to. Like I said, I would sing AC/DC and like TNT, and I'd play the chords, and it was I'm not saying it was effortless, but compared to now, everything is just so freaking difficult. I'm sure you guys can relate. Just getting out of bed, like when I get out of bed in the morning, I'll tell my wife, sometimes I'll say, give me a push or pull the covers off me because my arm will be kind of frozen and I can't pull the covers off. Yeah, it makes me feel like I see people, healthy people. And I got to be honest with you, sometimes it irritates me that I see these people that could get up and walk and they sit on their behind all day. If I could not have Parkinson's, I think I would never stop moving. Now it's easy for me to say because I can't stop moving now because of the dyskinesia, but I really feel like that people that are healthy I took it for granted. I never knew anyone with Parkinson's previous to this. I know my great uncle on my mom's side had it, but there was no history of it. Not I'd seen people out at the store, but I had real no experience with Parkinson's, except when I would watch the old Osbourne's TV show with Ozzy Osbourne, and I remember he was shaking real bad, and I remember going, he looks like he has Parkinson's. But I just thought, well, it's the drugs and all the alcohol that he did, which that definitely could have had some effect on it, but turns out that was Parkinson's. And actually, when I saw a film of myself, I was at a party and I had a drink in my hand. I was moving so slow, and I thought, that's not right. And but Do you go to the doctor when you're moving slow? I mean, I don't know. I guess I should have, but I just so many wheels were falling off at the same time. I couldn't really pinpoint it. I did a video about my feet. I mean, I've got horrible looking feet anyway, and so I wasn't going to post a picture of my multi fractured feet. One of the things that my feet take so much abuse, I actually was dyskinetic and broke a toe going up the stairs. That was fun. In fact, yeah, there's still like a bump from where the toe got broke. So yeah, I mean, this is my life. I actually was. I'm looking for people to interview for my new segment, not just Parkinson's. So far, we've had Michelle from Slow Dancing with Parkinson's. Go check out her channel. Of course, the great Diamond Dave Gebhardt. Love Dave. He was on. GoPro goalie Uzi was my latest interview. He's from Canada. He's a great guy. And like I said, I'm going to be trying to hopefully have Jennifer Sullivan from the Wiggles Project. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with Jennifer Sullivan. She's one of the contacts in the community that I made after a few years when I didn't really want to reach out to the community at first. I felt kind of intimidated by it. I was like, do I really want to be known as the sick guy? Well, now I am the sick guy. I'm the sick guy with an internet channel, so I guess there's something. But me and Jennifer just really hit it off. We both diagnosed the same age and just pretty cool. So she will definitely be a hoot when we want to have her on the channel. I said hoot. Hoot, hoot, hoot. Let's see what else we got. Who else we got out there? I feel like I'm hogging the frickin' show. I see we got some more people in the waiting room here. I'll wait for a minute. Like I said, I could talk to your sleep. So a lot of times when we're me and my wife are in downstairs watching TV before bed. Hey, there's Mark Mullins. I see you on Facebook a lot. What's up, buddy? Rock and roll. I love this live streaming. I mean, I guess I love talking, and if you love listening as much as I love talking, we'll do it again. What was I going to say? Oh, so yeah, my wife sometimes I'll have a glass of wine. That's really all. Joanne Knott. Hey, what's up? Australia. Good day, mate. I know you people are sick of hearing that. I won't do the Crocodile Dundee. I would love to go to Australia. Karen, hey, what's up, Karen? South Carolina. Yeah, Karen I think she used to live around here, if I'm not mistaken. I get so many messages and things, but I'm pretty sure Karen used to live around here where I live. Could be wrong. If I am, tell me. But yeah, so when I'm downstairs, I have a glass of wine. That's all. Sherry. Oh, hey, Sherry. I don't use red light, and here's why. It's very expensive, and I honestly, I mean, if it's working for you, great, but I've just tried so many different things over the years, and I feel like I'm kind of chasing a miracle cure that... St. Charles, yep, Karen. Rock on. God's country, as they say. I just feel like, I don't know, what's your experience with red light? Sorry, I'm a little disconnected. What's your experience with red light? I mean, I know some people who do it and feel like it's helpful, but some of the price tags on some of this equipment, I'm like, am I really going to invest that much money into something that as far as I know, there's nothing really proven? Like I said, when I first got diagnosed, I tried all kinds of different things and nothing seemed to work. So maybe just because I'm 11 years in and I'm skeptical, but I'm always interested in hearing. What difference has the channel made for you? Oh, God, it gives me a reason to get up in the morning besides my wife and kid. Besides for my wife and kid, I love talking, and it's been so much fun to interact with you guys. And I love hearing from people across the pond. I'm a huge Beatles fan. If anybody's ever seen the records behind me, I love the Beatles. My friend Sam went to Abbey Road. That's on my bucket list. But I got to be honest with you, traveling is brutal for me. The dyskinesia in my legs makes it so difficult to walk. Last time I took a trip to California. I felt like it took a month to recover. But my bucket list would be England, uh, Ireland. My obviously with the name McDonald, my forebears came from the Isle of Green. I'd love to go to Ireland, Germany. Some of my relatives came from Germany and Poland and that area. So yeah, it's been a huge difference for me. Like I said, it gives me a creative outlet where I used to just record music. Now I can do videos, and like I said, I just on a whim I thought, well, let me click on and see what's going on YouTube. Like this is the first time, and so back to what my wife says, I can rattle on when we're watching movies. She's like, stop talking. I'm a talker, so like I said earlier, my heroes growing up were sports stars and radio stars. I love listening to the radio. I've got a sports station. I turn on 101 ESPN. I turn it on every morning, and even though my son's bouncing off the walls, I got to get the scores on the hockey game or the baseball game. So that's one of the things I got to be honest with you. I think you got a vibration plate that. Oh, you know what? Though, yeah, yeah. I could see how the vibration plate it could probably help. If nothing else, then I noticed sometimes if my wife is like rubbing my hand, it stops the tremor. I wonder if the vibration plate could actually help reduce the tremor. Like cinnamon does real good right now, but it gives me the dyskinesia. That's interesting. Where would you get a vibration plate? To be like at some kind of adult store. Sorry, guys. I'm Amazon. Okay, nice. Thanks, Mark. I'll check that out. I used to go to this chiropractor, and she had this. I guess it was a vibration plate. It was this thing I would stand on. It was almost like a scale, and the whole thing would go. Brrr. And I remember feeling it. I remember it felt good because it kept it like loosened my muscles a little bit. And I've got a vibrating plate in my arm constantly. But no, it'd be nice to vibrate my whole body. Yeah, yeah, cool. I'm gonna look into that. That could be something that would work. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm thinking about doing a video about like some of these miracle cures or treatments out there, but I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I got to be honest with you because something may work for you that doesn't work for me. I mean, when I first got diagnosed, there were things that worked for a while. Like I had one of those electro stim machines. I would put the little things on my arms and legs, and I don't know that it didn't stop the disease, but it would kind of give me more comfort. Now it's just so much trouble to get it on, and with my dyskinesia, I just get the wires tangled. I remember when I first got diagnosed, I started drinking coffee for the first time. I had not been a coffee drinker previous. I remember that used to give me a boost, but now the caffeine just gives me the jitters, so I drink decaf. So yeah, I mean that's the thing. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't want to say like, all right, well that sounds like horse crap or whatever, because I don't know. Something may work like a miracle cure for you, or like really make you feel good. That may just be maybe there's no reason for it, scientific reason, but it makes you feel good. I'm just so wary of sinking money and time into anything else. Yeah, I had some doctors. What? I probably shouldn't talk about that because I want to. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to step on any toes there. But I had doctors recommend that I do things that I never previously would have ingested into my body, and it did help for a little bit. But then once again, it wears off, and that doesn't work. Anybody else got any other questions? See, we still got some people in the waiting room, and in the. I really appreciate you guys dropping by and saying hi. Like I said, it's a slow Saturday. My wife is going out with her sister tonight, and there you go. There's the bald head. I need to trim it. She's going out with her sister tonight. I grilled some hamburgers up that me and my boy I'm probably gonna watch the Simpsons. He's getting ready to be 12, so he's right at that age where the Simpsons is hilarious. Yeah, but once again, thanks for dropping by, guys. I mean, I'll probably stay on here for another 5 minutes or so. I got to go take a nap. I got a limited amount of time before I can. My wife leaves, and I need to be up for the boy. The boy. How do you how do you know if you're being prescribed enough cinnamon? That's a good question. I actually take less cinnamon now than I did when I was first diagnosed because my body has just become so sensitive to it. I would say if you're having off periods, you need to tell your doctor. Like I generally can get through the day with six, which was what I was originally prescribed. Some days, sometimes some days I take less. But I would speak with your doctor and just be like, if you're having long off periods, like when I used to take a pill, it would last for 4 hours, and it lasted for 3 hours, and it lasted for 2 hours. Oh, you're driving? Hey, what's up, Jack? Jack Mack. Jack Mack is in the house. Yeah, I was expecting to have to take more, but my body just so sensitive to it. It's almost like it's gotten more sensitive to it as I've gotten more ill. That's probably the wrong way to put it, but I think it's just the side effects. But yeah, I would say if you're having long off periods, you need it. Don't be afraid of the dyskinesia because there's nothing you can do to stop it. I used to go for long periods. That's cool, Jack. Oh, Ambrosia. Karen's talks. Yeah, I've got the Ambrosia inhaler. I actually need to get a refill on that. That's something that's very expensive, and it does. But here's the problem: if I'm too off, I can't click the inhaler and get a good puff. So I kind of have to anticipate when my off periods are going to be. I have friends that swear by the Ambrosia inhaler, but like I said, I want to say it's like $600 for a month's supply. That's a lot of Benjamins. And that's another thing I should do a video about the expense of some of these medications. I was prescribed the patch, the neuro patch, kind of as a last ditch effort before DBS, which I don't know any more about that now than I did previous. I've got an appointment in May, a follow up. But yeah, she said let's try you on this neuro patch. Oh, Karen still gets them free. Nice. Yeah, I used a half dose too. I think you're supposed to put two in there. I only put one in there. But yeah, so I got this neuro patch, and I got it. And I put one on, and then I looked at the bill, and it said $500. Are you freaking kidding me? So I immediately pulled the patch off and called the pharmacist and said, my insurance company and said, yeah, I need a refund. I cannot afford a $500 medication. Now I'm on Cinemet, amantadine, and Edgeline. Now, most of those I think they're all generics. I don't really pay too much for them, but that's the scary thing. Like, I was really looking forward to the pump patch where it's like an intravenous supply of levodopa, hopefully to smooth up all my ups and downs. I don't think it's been approved yet, but when I was looking at some of the preliminary pricing, I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. See, I'm censoring myself. I try and take my first cinnamon as late as possible. Yes, sometimes not until 2 p.m. Diagnosed 8 years ago. The roller, yeah, exactly. I've had friends that say, "Why do you wait so long to take your pill?" And I'm like, if you watch my legs, you'll know why. And then I actually had my father-in-law was over the other night. We were watching a movie, and I had a really, really bad off period. Really bad off period. Took another pill. It's just, I think I ate too many crackers and didn't have enough water or something. But yeah, the roller coaster. I hate the roller coaster, and that's why. Well, what I was saying about you can't be afraid of dyskinesia, because if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Like I wouldn't take my medicine on time when I was first diagnosed because I thought it would make me dyskinetic faster. Well, it didn't. It's either going to happen or it's not, and you don't really know how severe it's going to be. Sometimes I have it really bad. Usually when it kicks in, it's really bad, and then other times it's just kind of like now where I'm just kind of a little bit wiggly, but it's not too unbearable. But I've seen some really rough cases, and I think you guys are justified as to not wanting to take it. But with that, people say, "Why do you take it?" Because mentally, and it's like I fall asleep. For lack of a better term, if you watch one of my videos from a couple weeks ago, where my medication wears off, it's like I power down like a robot. So I've got to keep the energy up, and even if the energy is kind of like directed in muscle movement that I can't always control, it's better than not being able to think straight and not being able to talk. Yeah, but the off periods, I don't know. Since I've been taking Resedgeline, can't move so good until I take the meds. But at least it's pretty. Yeah, that's the thing. It's predictably unpredictable. I mean, I know once I start on the roller coaster that it's gonna be a dippy dippity do rough ride. But at least at this point in the disease, and I was diagnosed 11 years ago. Probably had symptoms more 15 or 16. I do generally kind of know when it's going to wear off and what's going to happen. For instance, I did a video a few weeks back where I broke my toilet. I was so dyskinetic, I fell and cracked the damn toilet. I've had to be careful now. Like when I can't get up, I just need to wait. And the hard part is if you have to go to the bathroom. That's the one thing. I tell my wife, I feel like saying I'm going to die in the bathroom. I feel like I'm gonna meet my untimely end, like Elvis. Well, not exactly like Elvis. Die on the toilet, maybe die breaking the toilet. I'm laughing because you gotta laugh, but it's just like it's so the dyskinesia in my legs is so crazy that I got to be really really careful. But I think the secret with Parkinson's is patience. Patience with yourself, patience with others. I got a little crabby this morning because I was feeling like the a shoe that just stepped in some dog doo doo, and I got kind of snippy with my wife and son. And I let my medicine kick in, came downstairs carefully, and sat down. And said, "Sorry, family." That's the thing. I hate apologizing, and that's why I don't like losing my temper because I know I invariably have to apologize and that's what I try to. Hopefully, this comes across in these videos that I know. I mean, I know you only seeing one side of me in this video, but I get crabby, I get mean sometimes. I know Michael J. Fox has said things about like us Parkies can be hard to live with, and that's true. We can be hard to live with, and not just because of the motor fluctuations, but because of the mental, the depression, and the apathy. Back to the channel. That question. This channel just energizes me in the morning. I've been posting more frequently because when I first got diagnosed and first started posting videos, I was kind of iffy about it. I actually pulled some of those videos down because they were just some of them were wildly inappropriate, and I just felt like it was the wrong tone. So I've kind of tried to even the tone. So every time I start feeling down, I think, what can I talk about on my YouTube channel? But yeah, but trying to do more because I mean, every time I do a video, I feel better. I mean, it's obviously the one where my medicine wore off, I didn't feel better. But here's the thing: after I turned the cameras off, 15 minutes later, I was fine. It's just so weird, predictably unpredictable. We got anybody? I see we got some more people in the room. I want tell me who you are. I'll give you a shout out. Are you getting tired of my voice yet? I could do this all day. My wife's gonna be like, go upstairs and do your live stream and leave me alone. By the way, oh, there we go. Thanks, Mark. By the way, my wife has got I'm gonna. Oh, yeah, like Dave, Diamond Dave, Diamond Dave. I love that name, even though it's David Lee Roth. I think it's a great wrestling name for David Gebhardt. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're not getting tired of my voice. Thanks, Karen. This is fun. I should do this more often. I don't know why it took so long to do it. I guess because there's part of me that's like nobody's going to show up. But I mean, if as long as there's a couple people here chatting, I'll do this all day. I feel like if I was on the radio, I'd probably be on some AM station where nobody was listening, and it's like there'd be like 5 listeners. I know some of the podcasts I've done in my life, we had maybe 5 listeners. Yeah, but I find I'm more upbeat when I post videos, and so I hope you guys seem to be liking them because this is great. Glad I stumbled upon this today. You're the best. Thanks, Jack. I'm not the best, but As long as I'm one of your favorite people with Parkinson's. I actually changed it. I used to say, any advice on insomnia? If I could get my sleep under control, then I would be golden. That's a tricky one because it all depends on your dystonia. And I tell you what, my tremor wakes me up. I keep a little bottle of cinnamon by my bed and divide it into halves, sometimes like thirds, and I just maybe wake up and pop one of those every couple hours. That seems to help on nights that I just can't get to sleep. I'm not recommending this because it's not. I'm not a doctor, and some people can't deal with alcohol or don't choose not to drink. But a glass of wine before bed, it gets me restful. But like I said, I'm not recommending that because alcohol obviously is no doctor will ever recommend alcohol. Maybe Dr. Jeremy might, but no, I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on the internet. Yeah, so I love doing this. I'm gonna do this more often. Yeah, there's this thing. There's this thing. I'm dating myself now, but if anybody remembers the Brady Bunch episode where Cindy Brady goes on this quiz show, and as soon as the red light, the recording on air light turns on, she freezes. Now, actually, I watched the Brady Bunch probably like a decade later than everybody else. I've seen every episode like 50 times. And so I always remember that episode, and I thought, what if I go on live stream and I see the little live button up there and it goes red, and I'm like, I don't know how to talk now. I don't think that'll ever happen. Never happen. So is there anything you guys would like me to talk about on my channel while we're having this little conversation? I'm always looking for ideas. Now that I'm doing 2 videos a week, I'm going to try to do an interview and just a like a vlog. So is there anything you would like? Oh yeah, by the way, I was going to say my wife has got a big reptile, snake, turtle, like all kinds of weird pets. I'm going to do a video about that. Insomnia nearly broke me. Never since my parking friend. Marzipan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, that might work. I know some Desert Island Discs on the BBC. What is that? Is that like albums you got to have? It sounds like it'd be right down my alley. My Albie. Mommy maybe match my M&Ms. I'll look it up on the BBC. Desert Island Discs. I like the sound of it. You know, maybe on one of these videos, maybe I'll do it on a live stream. I'm going to go through my record collection and pull out some of my very favorite records. Oh, by the way, what I was going to say was I stopped saying your favorite person with Parkinson's and made it one of your favorite people with Parkinson's because I actually had somebody say, "Hey, now when you say that, I get a little defensive." So I was like, well, "That's true. I'm not claiming." Oh, choose which 7 songs to take if you were castaway. That's what doesn't. I love that idea. Any side effects to the marzipan? Yeah. Do you have like trouble waking up again in the morning? Bad dreams or anything like that? Time to take a cinnamon. Half of one. Let me show you how much I take. That's how much I take. Lasts me an hour and a half, give or take. Can't take full pills anymore. It just wrecks me. Go figure. The Beatles, yeah, people always pick Beatles songs. If I was to pick a Beatles song, I'd probably pick a B-side. Something like Rain or Don't Let Me Down. I think it might have been a single. But something I haven't heard a million times. All right, folks, I'm going to shut it down. Any last questions? Any last comments? I got to go lay down a little bit before my wife leaves for a dinner date. This has been awesome, been amazing. You guys make me feel like a superstar, even though I'm just some dude sitting in my house talking about Parkinson's and books. By the way, one of my favorites, The Siege of Stalingrad. Talk about yep, G-Funk. What's up? Check it out if you like World War II stuff. I'm going to count to 10 in German, and then we're going to sign out. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, nine, 10. Peace out.